Today's one of those days where you might say, there's no light, I can't be bothered. But of course, that's not true. There's always light. I mean, you can see it. But out there, the light's very flat. It's dull. There's been quite a lot of rain. There's a lot of mist in the air. And it's blooming hot. The problem for me with days like today is it's actually more the conditions that keep me back rather than the lack of things to photograph, because I know there are things to photograph. And when I'm talking about conditions, I'm talking about kind of personal conditions, because it's the middle of summer, although you wouldn't notice it. It's muggy as hell. And in situations like this, I sweat like a pig. And it's incredibly uncomfortable, incredibly quickly. So I tend to kind of try not to do very much. It's incredibly easy to just look out there and say, well, there's not a lot actually to see, is there? But actually there's a great deal to see. The fact is that a lot of us just wouldn't see it. And I try to make it my mission in these videos to help you find the interest out there. Now, the interest, I'll warrant, isn't the big scene. The interest isn't necessarily the foreground, or rather there is interest in this foreground here. There's quite a lot of interest. There's colour here, and it's subtle in these light conditions. But the breeze is going to make that very, very difficult to get a straight shot of these little thistly type things. They're not thistles, I'm not sure what they are, but it would be wrong of me to say that there's nothing here except something off in the distance. But I think the truth is that that's probably more what I'm going to point my lens at. And when I say my lens, I'm going to mean the telephoto lens, because the interest is off in the distance, and I fancy shooting it from here rather than walking all that way. Now, a few moments ago, I had the backs of a couple of walkers in the shot here, which gave it a bit of scale. And I'm not sure I really caught them a great deal. One of the issues I have from this particular position, and I don't think that there is a better position particularly for this, but you may be able to see that in the kind of mid-ground there, 200 yards away, there's a trailer full of pipes, probably irrigation or something, that's really rather ugly. But in the interim, what I've got is a lovely kind of sweep of colour. We've got the lightness of the grasses and the seed heads and everything kind of gently blowing in the breeze there. We've got the darker parts of what I think are probably Alexandra plants and the seeds, which are really kind of getting black now. And we've got the shape of the coastline where the sea has eroded it over the years, and it's rather nice as an image, and it kind of just regresses into not very much. But 150 mil on there, and I'm thinking, well, you know, it's as good as it's likely to get. If I come too far that way, then I'm going to lose the sense of the sweepiness of the edge of the field and that margin. If I go further this way, I'm going to struggle to keep that trailer and the pipework out. So it's probably lucky I kind of stopped here, isn't it? So today I've chosen to bring the big orange backpack from PGY Tech. In terms of storage capacity, rather overkill. The last time you saw this, I was kind of joking about bringing my lunch with me, and I haven't done that this time. The reason I brought it this time is just purely the weather. It's It's got some warmer clothes in it, some wet clothes in it, which is something that I wouldn't easily be able to carry in the other backpacks, or rather I'd get them in, but there'd be a real fear that if I did get wet and then had to take them off, that I'd get all of the camera gear in wet. And this thing's got kind of separate compartments that would keep that, or stop that from happening, which is why I've chosen it. As I said, in terms of sheer size, it's a bit overkill for today, but in terms of practicality, it's absolutely spot on. What I absolutely love about these kind of conditions in these kind of situations is the subtleness of the light, the subtleness of the tones. It's kind of everything. Just look, those greens and those yellows, they're prominent, they're predominant, but they're kind of pastel-y, you know, they're not in your face. And yeah, I really do like that. It's made for some of what I'd consider some of my best kind of landscape images for a while, actually. I mean, I'm not saying today, but I'm reminded of a couple of images that I had printed a little while ago, I should say, and I've only just framed. They really kind of strike a chord with me. They're captivating. There's a simplicity to them, yet a complexity at the same time. You can kind of look at them and you can say, yeah, I can see exactly, that image. There's a depth to it, even though in one or two of them there's not a great deal of depth. But I'm talking at cross purpose, or at least it seems that. Look, I'll show you the images and you can hopefully see what I mean. Now again, the kind of subtleness of these colours and everything, but I've got a person in the shot here and I'm focusing on them, F11, very quickly, because of course they're moving. I've got to kind of take my opportunity where I can. Definite figure, roll off a couple here. One of the things I like doing in situations like this is experimenting, and often it doesn't work, but hey, experiment as much as you want, because I think in camera the idea is there. It doesn't always pull off when you get it larger, but what I like to do is be really selective in the focus and pull the depth of field right down. So yeah, the headland in the background there is very kind of blurred and notional, whereas what I'm really just focusing on is the Alexander, I think, in the foreground, and the whiteness of these seed heads from the little mauve purple thistle-like things. I don't know what they are. Someone can probably tell me. So I've got a couple of images here. I quite like it. Whether or not it works, I don't know. A lot of what I'm doing is experimentation, and as you can probably see from this, is the sky is completely featureless. As you get higher, as is typical, there's some definition and such there. But no matter kind of what I do to this in post-production, I'm not likely to get much features in the sky. There may be some streaking and such. I'm not certain, but I'm not sure that doesn't trouble me, because it's real. It's what's here. As much as I might like to see a little bit of definition in the sky, and of course the sky does play quite a lot of a role in these images, but as I say, it's real. What I'm really trying to do is focus on the coastline and the shapes that nature has carved within it. If you'd like to pay a visit to this coastline, I've got holiday cottages around here. Just a short distance up there, you can see the road snaking through. Left turn and then up the hill, you get to North Reps, where we've got the old post office. 3-bedroom cottage, sleeps 4 people. If we whiz you back this way, eastward along the coast. Got two places, well, one, possibly two. Not sure what we're going to be doing with the small flat that I've just moved out of, but that's right on the cliff. Not quite as close as this to the edge, you'll be pleased to know, but it's got a sea view from the front door, and it's only 500 yards to the beach. That will sleep two people, and theoretically is available kind of now. And 10 minutes drive beyond that, in a village called Bacton, right on the Walker Bacton border, we've got a little thatch cottage. Again, sleeps four people in two bedrooms, and it's 200 yards walk to the beach. These places are available pretty much all year round to you guys, and it's a wonderful place to come at any time of year, because this coastline changes every day, every season. There's something different to see here, and all three of these places to stay are either right on the coast road or within a mile of the coast road. Wonderful place to come and see, and yeah, if you're interested, there's a couple of links down below, or send me a message. Out in big spaces like this, where we're effectively dealing with the subtle change of colours, we are often reliant on just those colours, the way in which you get some tone differences and such, or the more obvious things like paths. And I kind of like the path here. It's just, there's just kind of something about it. It's not this little bit, it's just as it kind of rounds there and creates a little bit of an S curve, where the top of the S, it's an inverted S, is it? I don't even know what an S looks like all of a sudden, but yeah, it's just where the top of it kind of just notionally kind of curves back around, and I can't even point in the right direction. If you can see it, you can see it. If you can't, I'm going to try and get a picture of it. And you see there's a lady down there. She's walking 4 or 5 dogs. Got in the right kind of perfect position to create some kind of interesting definition here. Now, one of the things I spotted through the camera is that the colours are saturating quite a lot more than I'd like them to. So for certain, there's going to be some desaturation in these images, and indeed, I've already done that in previous similar kind of things. Just kind of pull those yellows and those greens down so that you get something that's a lot more subtle. And I'll often apply a bit of a kind of soft focus to these images as well, a little bit of kind of diffusion, a little bit of glow or something, just to take what is effectively a bit of a hard edge off of some of the dark to light transitions, make them more dreamlike. But that's the wrong word because of the openness of it. There's nothing particularly dreamy about it, but soft. I'm beginning to kind of waffle. It's probably best you just look at the images and kind of see what I mean. I didn't get a very good composition of this lady with the dogs, and I've ended up cropping in heavily for this. Certainly not my best work of the day. If you're enjoying the video, please click the like button. But if you're really enjoying it and want to support me, then there's a join button down below where you'll get more videos every week. But you can also buy me a coffee. And right now it's something I could really do with. Gasping. I have to make do with water. You could change that. You'll know that I like picking out subjects within bigger frames, bigger areas, which is why this hasn't really left the camera since I put it on. It's the only thing I've taken photos with today. And one of the things that I'm really kind of like now, I've entered into an area that's got a lot more kind of tall grasses. The field over here is wheat or barley, and yeah, the grasses here are very much taller. There's for the go away fly. There's a couple of teasels growing here. It was 4 or 5. There weren't any further back, and just getting in close on those with just the notion of a horizon behind and the dark sky, really kind of purpose focusing on it. But also over here, as the cliff has been kind of cut out right on the edge, there's a big bunch of Alexandra or something really dark, and that kind of just lifts itself away. Again, it's contrast as much as anything. Subtle colours, I'll take the colours down a little, but you can just kind of see it over there, and long lens picking up the edge of the cliff, kind of fringed by really soft grass, kind of waving just in front of the in front. Well, it's in front of, obviously it's in front, but at the bottom of frame, I suppose, is what I mean. And yeah, just great. The tops of these grass seed heads as well. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done in places like this. It might just look like it's just kind of wide stormfly landscape or something, but there's so much here that makes up the landscape that we can really pick up with a big telephoto lens. And I don't think a wide angle here, it certainly wouldn't work very well for me, but hey, who's to say you wouldn't be able to make more of it? I just feel it's a telephoto place. For a brief moment, the sun came out and gave me some illumination over here, and I'm not sure whether I got any better images as a result. I've got the tripod, not for the first time today, but probably the first time on camera. And well, actually, let's talk about why I wasn't using it before. Before I felt that I needed a bit more dynamic movement, because I'm shooting telephoto, really zooming in. Getting a precise position is, well, I think it's fleeting. Yeah, when you're trying to avoid the edges and looking at the camera and realise I've got this wisp of hair. When you're trying to make sure that something doesn't creep in on the edge, but it is so close to the edge of what you're shooting. Precision like that with a tripod on uneven floor and everything, it's just really awkward, The whole point of being able to get precision in a lot of these cases is being able to move the tripod a matter of an inch or so and getting it right, and that's just really, really faffy. Don't like it. It's awkward. So I didn't do it. Oh, look, there's that light again. Hold on. Let's see whether... it makes a big difference. Yeah, show you what I'm shooting in a moment. But here, I absolutely need that kind of pinpoint accuracy, and whilst I've still got the same kind of problems in that I've got to kind of move the tripod a tiny little bit here and there to get that accuracy. It's more important here because I'm so close to something and I need it kind of just sitting there. I'm not sure I'm doing a great job of explaining this, but the point is that sometimes a tripod is unnecessary, particularly when you've got a whole heap of light and you've got plenty of shutter speed and you've got plenty of image stabilisation. In actual fact, I remember turning that off a few days ago. Actually, have I even turned it back on? Thank God for that. That sun's out for longer now. What I'm trying to photograph, and I think I've got a nice image, is this one here, and I'm skirting over the top of that one, so this one's very soft and kind of notional, just providing a bit of base for the image. And we're getting this one behind, which has got a degree of colour to it still. There's still some greens in it, and there's all kinds of little textures in it, and the way that light is coming down, it's providing some nice little highlights on it. So I quite like that shot. The tripod that I've got here is the iFootage Gazelle TA3B. It's a travel tripod. This is an aluminium tripod. There is a carbon fibre version of this, and it's got a Komodo head on it, which is more of a video-centric head. And the key benefit of this tripod, in fact there's a couple of key benefits of this tripod, is one, it's phenomenally light. Now down here I've got the stupidly light Freewell carbon fibre travel tripod, and when I say stupidly light, it's under a kilo, 900 grams, something like that. That, which gets quite a lot higher, is about 1.4 kilos, something like that. If I'm wildly wrong, I'll put the figure up on screen. I don't think I am. And because I had quite a lot of gear, kind of clothing gear and such in the backpack, I did not want to bring a great big heavyweight tripod with me as well, so I brought that with me. The other great benefit of it is it's got a bowl head, which is really great, and I tend to more use it, I've got to say, as a kind of half ball head, if you like. It's really nice, but I don't get on quite so well with the video-centric head on here. You can obviously put other heads on it or buy it with other heads. But it is so well built. It's an absolute joy to use. There's just a real solidness to the whole thing, which I really do like. A shout out to iFootage for sending that through some time ago. There'll be some links down below if you're at all interested, or ask me some questions about it, because if you're into kind of lightweight travel tripods, yeah, the two that I've got here are really worth considering. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Lady's just walked into the scene, so there's going to be a couple of options here. I've got her walking into the scene on the diagonal from the left, and she's about to skirt around the path where it starts heading back from the right, so we'll get her again there. Oh, can we? She's disappeared into the foliage. Not a lot I can do about it. She will reappear in kind of 10 minutes time, maybe a little less. He said hopefully. There she is. These figures give a sense of scale. They also allow us to get a sense of balance as well. I think that's me done. I'm going to head back that way. I've got a load of other images that I've shot today that I haven't shot on camera, so I'll sift through and I'll run you out with those. Don't forget, a couple of things that I'd like to remind you of. If you haven't already bought, or pre-ordered I should say, the C photo book In Age of Dementia UK by Andrew Atkinson, please see last week's video. There'll be a link at the end to it. Then please do pre-order it. You only have the option of pre-ordering up until the point that they print, and because they're only printing the number of books that they get orders for. And all of the profits, there aren't going to be any profits because all of the proceeds go to Dementia UK and to support people with this awful degenerative disease. You never know, one day you might need that help yourself. So please do go and buy that. I'll run you out with some images. Thank you very much for watching. Like button, all of that kind of stuff. I've waffled enough. Take care. We'll see you next week.